tips with Warren 333.
Terrible Rimworld tip of how to use mortars. What you actually want to do, believe it or not, Rimworld has a really crazy high explosion radius, especially when a mortar blows up. So what you want to actually do, believe it or not, is use mortars as landmines. Raiders will run over and melee the mortars, lighting them on fire, and when it blows up, it'll actually blow up all of their friends and family. It's the craziest thing. I'm trying to get to that level. I'm not quite there yet, hence the reason why I'm not utilizing that terrible technique. But you should totally do it and film it, and then send me the footage. Yeah. That is a terrible tip brought to you by me with mortars. You're welcome. Okay. So, high mates are all incapable of violence. Use that to your advantage. What you do with high mates, all right? Is you organ harvest them instantly. But first, you have to bond with another colonist, understand? You have to have a high mate bond with another colonist. After the bond is created, you take the heart from the high mate and replace the heart with the bonded colonist, and they will keep the mood buff forever. And we call that the Romeo and Juliet true love technique. I don't know where the poison is involved, but it might. There's cobras, so maybe use a cobra. Maybe I'm not sure how, but yeah, organ harvest them. Replace the organs with their bonded high mate. Okay, salting sprees. All right, so the absolute best thing to do with anyone that's doing an insulting spree is to make sure that you actually make them go into a bunk bed with the person they hate the most, because there's only going to be one option. All right, and the option is that you have to make them fight each other to the death, and the one person that wins will no longer do insulting sprees because they understand what's at stake. Okay, now if that doesn't work, gladiatorial matches. Just trust me, gladiatorial matches. That's where it's at. Okay, puzzles with limbs, I can give them wood and stuff. Makes them bad. Well, here's the thing. Wooden is actually pretty good if you think about it, because on cold maps, you might actually need that, peg leg or wooden hand or even denture later, because if you have a campfire that's getting really low, just remove all the peg legs from the enemies in order to fuel your fires. Or even better, your passive cooler. That's my tip for you, dog. You're welcome. The terrible tip. What you want to do with auto slaughter is never slaughter any of your pets ever. Never do it. Never do it. Always have everything on unlimited, no matter what. And you actually win the game when you have so many animals that your CPU explodes. Yeah. Make sure you film it, put it on Reddit. Okay, Mechanoids. All right, listen. Rimworld terrible tip, okay? All right, Blank. What you want to try to do is never, ever get rid of Mechanoid corpses. What you want to try to do is actually store them in an entirely separate building, and as soon as that building's full of the corpses, you then want to turn around and build another building, okay? And then as you fill them up, buildings up over and over and over, you leave the doors open, and the enemy will run inside and steal the corpses and then run away. And then you actually win, because the real reason why raiders raid colonists in Rimworld and colonies in Rimworld is because they're looking for Mechanoid corpses. That's it. Their sole purpose in life is to collect these corpses. Yeah. If you actually drafted someone and you right-click someone else, you can try to arrest them, or you can also try to romance them. It's kind of crazy, right? So you get the whole romance thing going. You get a colony full of couples, and if you go to the let's go with the social tab, when you have couples, you can actually try for yeah. So you use the growth fats, And then what you do is you create a self-sustaining growth fats farm. That, yeah. Yep. That's what you do. It's like the best thing. Oh, and you need that one thing where it's just the other white meat. Do you understand? Yeah. What you have to do for success is make your entire colony, especially as a beginner, all triangles. Okay? Every one of them. All right? The tip of every triangle should be a door. All right? So what you want to do is when you build this door in the dead center, okay, you build everything as well on the outside, all wood. And then what ends up happening with all these extremely strong triangles is that people will start to jump in, and they start to you know, basically try to like attack you. And when they do, and they notice that all your base is full of triangles, they're like, no, it's impenetrable, almost bulletproof. So what you should probably do for now on and forever is to make a colony made of nothing but triangles. Yeah. You're welcome. All other shapes are inferior. Period. The most #1 OP roles is the leader. The only reason why it's the leader is because you can literally basically have everyone else in your entire colony as guilty. And when they're guilty, you can basically exile them forever. So the best way, especially for Mechanators, the best way to win is to try to basically gaslight all the other colonists except for yourself, and have even the Mechanoids count as votes. So even if you have 6 colonists, well, each Mechanoid that you build actually counts for 2 votes. So basically, long story short, you always want to try to banish everybody, but don't just do it willy-nilly. Don't do that. That's not good. Don't just banish all willy-nilly. Don't do that. Have your leaders do it, because then you as a player don't feel bad, because it really wasn't your fault. Every colonist and every humanoid in the game, right? They have a listen. They have a body size and yield. With their body size, with their yield, it's better to listen, man, listen. I'm gonna give you your dots back.